Alright, today we are going to be building a mechanical keyboard. It's a little different from the other videos I usually make, which are like fighting game videos and like video game videos, but before like during the pandemic, I used to make mechanical keyboards. And what are mechanical keyboards? Mechanical keyboards are just keyboards you use on your PC, I guess. I don't know, it's a terrible explanation, but they're just keyboards. They are just keyboards, yes, but then there is a difference. So a mechanical keyboard uses switches and they have springs in them. So when you're typing, it's like a different feeling from like a memory keyboard. That's like the best way I can explain it. And also they're just like a way of expression because there's so many different types of mechanical keyboards. There's a small one, a big one, a super big one, or like if you want to get super technical, 40%, 60%, 65. I have a 75, and then there's like a full size one, a TKL. So that's what a mechanical keyboard is. So here's my current mechanical keyboard, my main driver. I think this is the QK75 or something. I don't know what it's called. I got it off my friend. But there's like a knob right here to like mute your song or, you know, adjust it. It's a, I think 75% keyboard because there's the F rows and then F13's right here. The keycaps are, I think, GMK Danzy, I don't know. The green because the green's my favorite color. I thought it would look great with this beige when I bought it off my friend. I think the back plate is whatever, I don't know what this is. Chrome, I don't know. Honestly, I'm not gonna be looking at this 24/7 because this is not the front of the keyboard. And I think this is hot swappable, I don't know, but anyways, I'm not gonna make this because this is already made. What we're gonna make is the NovelKeys CLASSIC-TKL. I went from a TKL board to another TKL board. The reason why I went to this board is because this is a polycarbonate board. It looks pretty retro. It looks like, you know, like the old school Game Boy Color. So we're gonna be building this mechanical keyboard today. As I said earlier, and during the pandemic, I was building a bunch of mechanical keyboards back in the day. Put some on screen, and shameless plug the Instagram account. I think the last time I built a mechanical keyboard was like, well, this is super light. Last time I built a mechanical keyboard was maybe a year or two ago. It's been quite some time, but here it is. It's hot swappable. It's clear. The badge right there. It's super light actually. It's rubber. I think the only thing I didn't like about this board while buying it was that the USB-C port is right here. It's gonna be kind of weird if it's just dangling right here because my mouse is also on this side, but it's fine. But we can live. It's whatever. All right, so let's get building this keyboard. The tools you will need for building a mechanical keyboard are a switch puller, lube to lube the stabilizers. The stabilizers are for the long keys, like for the space bar, left shift, right shift, enter, and backspace. Also, we'll need a brush. This is, what is this for? This is a stem holder. This is, oh my gosh, this is a stem holder. You use this to lube the stabilizers, but there's two methods. You can lube it with this and a toothbrush with a paintbrush, oh my god, or you can use a syringe, which I have somewhere back here, but I'm not gonna use this today because I don't really trust myself. This is it looks so weird. This is a syringe filled with lube, but not that type of lube. It's like Krytox lube for like keyboards, but I'm not gonna use this because less is better when you're lubing your switches and or stabilizers. If you put too much lube, it's gonna get too mushy and it's just like you're gonna struggle to push down the keycaps. So we're not gonna use this today. Stem holder, like I said, and then these screw-on stabilizers. I think this board uses screw-in stabs. I have no clue. I do have Durock V2s in my closet, but I don't know, we'll see. But it's my first time ever using these stabs actually, so this is gonna be a wild ride. But that's what it looks like. I think this is left and right, and then left and right. I don't know. I saw Alexos use these stabilizers for, I think, this build in his video, so I'm just gonna copy him. And I got everything off NovelKeys. I was about to say, I realized I also need a screwdriver, but I forgot they give you tools and accessories. So here's all the tools inside the thing. That's about it. I think this is for the switches when you plop them in, so it doesn't like bend the plate because it's a polycarbonate plate. This is what I was looking for, a screwdriver. Oh my god. I was like, dude, where I did not come prepared. And then I think this is a USB-C. A cord for a free cord. Yeah, it's a free cord. Cool, sick. I'll use this for something else because I already have a cord right here. Alright, let's start building. Unscrew everything from the back. It was very blurry at first. I don't know what's wrong with this camera. Okay, there we go. Don't lose the screws. I might lose them. We'll see. And then remove the back plate, the back piece. Oh shoot, there's a daughter board. I got it. Okay, oh my gosh, I finally got it. It's funny, I just cut my nails recently, so it was very hard to remove this, I think, daughter board piece from the plug, but here's what the keyboard looks like from the inside. Some felt right here. So it dampens the sound. A silicone dampener, so that's what it's called. Let's make it muter and quieter. That's where the cord goes. I'm struggling to remove this, but you know, you don't have to remove if you don't want to, but up to you if you want to, but I'm gonna just leave it. So we don't need this piece right now, so we're just gonna put it away. All we're worried about is this main piece, so we're just gonna put this, oops, we're just gonna put this here. Flip this gently. Oh, that was easy. That's what the top plate looks like. Pretty cool. Here's the plate, and I gotta remove the screws of the plate, so that's what I was struggling at first. Like, why is this not coming off? So, same thing, just use the screw. So let's see. Yes. Question of the day: what is your guys' main driver? And the other question is, when's the last mechanical keyboard you guys built? The last one I built wasn't the one I showed you in the beginning, but it was I think it was it wasn't another NovelKeys keyboard. It was a Tiger TKL. There we go, another TKL actually, that's kind of funny. I was a 60% keyboard believer, but then I realized that I need the arrow keys, and I went to 65. Then I was like, I don't really like 65 anymore. Then I went to 40%, and after 40% I was just like, bro, I need a normal size keyboard. So now here we are at TKL. But I think if I were to have like an end game keyboard, air quotes, because it's never really an end game, I think I'll get a FRL TKL keyboard, which is basically, I think it's like a TKL layout, but it's like, it's F-row-less. It has like these 3 buttons right here. So it's all this and then these 3 buttons. I think the layout looks super cool. I think I had a keyboard like that before. It was like a ducky keyboard. Anyway, so unscrew all the screws for the plate. We will remove the plate, and I guess here's the gap. The gaskets are already on, so I don't have to do it later, so perfect. Here's some plate foam. There's so much foam in this board. I guess it's super, because it's made out of plastic. So it's gonna be too loud. So there's that, and is there something else on this? Oh, there is. There's a, what is this? This is new. This is what makes this keyboard sound very poppy, but switch pads? Plate pad? I don't know. But, geez Louise. Okay, so we have this too. Alright, and here is the PCB. It's hot swappable. Ow. Yeah, so now we have to work with the stabs. These stabilizers are so hard to put together, and I lied to myself and to you guys. I do not have any more direct stabs anymore, so I have to live with this and try my best. But as I said earlier, like there's a left side and there's a right side, so it's like really hard to put these in. And I don't even know if I put them in right. Like this seems correct, but this isn't going in. See, so like. Oh my god, great. To lube these stabs, again, you can use a syringe, but I'm not going to use a syringe, but we're going to use Cartox 205 grade 0 with this I keep saying toothbrush, with this paintbrush. And you're just going to basically just like lube the inside and outside. I'll show you how I lube them. I'm using these switches right now. These are Quinn tactile switches. I usually don't like tactile switches, but I am a linear guy, but something about these switches just hit the right spot when I saw the sound test video. But again, take sound test videos with a grain of salt, because everyone's build's a little different and everyone's space is different. Clearly I have something running in the background, sorry if you hear that. Here's what this switch sounds like. Hopefully that got picked up in the mic, but yeah. Okay. So how do we lube these stabs? This is such a pain in the ass to lube. Like, it's not even funny. We're just like take apart and like do it all over again. Like, bro, it's just, I mean, it was a learning curve in the beginning, but now I figured it out. So basically you want to take out the wire, these housings or whatever these are called, and then you want to get the house. This is actually the housing, I think. I'm probably using wrong terminology everywhere, but again, we're just hanging out. This is a hangout video, and we're just, we're just vibing. This is the housing of the stabilizer. Then this is the stem. And what makes this super different from every other stab is just like this wire has to go in this way, and you gotta like snap it this way. And it's like super obnoxious because the box doesn't tell you which one's left or which one's right. You kind of have to like figure it out yourself, which is super annoying. But like, remember how I told you have to put it in like this way and then cut it this way? You want the wire to be able to cut into this stem right here. And see, even I'm struggling to figure out which side is left or right again, because you want this to like hug in right here. I'm so sorry for the terrible angles, but you want the wire to hug in right there. Super obnoxious, but anyways, this is me. I'm gonna lube it. So basically, this stem holder is to hold this stem. You want to like plop it down like that, as such. Boom, beautiful. But I usually don't want to lube that first. I usually lube the housing first. So we get your Krytox, your lube. I'll just, less is more. Remember that? I'm telling myself that because sometimes I'd be over lubing stuff, So here's me lubing. This is a lot of lube already. It's fine. Excuse me. And then we want to lube the inside of the switch. Not switch, the housing. So we gotta lube this. You can kind of tell there's lube in there, but again, less is more. When I was first building keyboards, I didn't really lube the stabilizers because I didn't have the equipment for it at the time, or I didn't know. Actually, I used clicky switches. I used the Jades. I put up on screen right now the first keyboard I ever built. But yeah, that keyboard was she was a beauty. She was a blue tofu case, I think, with I think Teha types keycaps, the Mr. Sleeve keycaps. Sorry for the thing. But yeah, it was a good build. It was fun. It didn't end up working. I was also soldering for the first time, so some of the switches weren't really working. But yeah, it was a great learning curve. And then, of course, I built it during the pandemic, so there's nothing else to do besides build keyboards and play Persona 4 Golden and Dragon Quest 11. So that's kind of just what all I did. And sometimes Overwatch, but that's a dead game, right? So yeah, I think I lubed this quite enough. And the inside, you don't have to worry about the outside because that's not where the wire is going. Okay, now we gotta lube the stem for the stabilizer. Again, get more lube. Two questions I asked earlier is what did I ask? What was the last time you had a keyboard you built, I think, and what is your main driver? Also, yeah, again, not too much lube. I clearly put way too much lube here already, but we'll spread it apart. But so yeah, what is your guys' main driver? When is the last keyboard you build? I built the Tiger TKL, as I said earlier. Main driver was the QK75. I would say my next question is, what game are you guys playing? Right now, I'm still playing Street Fighter 6 because I'm super close to Masters, aka not really close to Masters. I'm like almost at Diamond 5, but it is a struggle bus because when I play that game, I don't hate myself per se, but it's just, when you do things and you just know it's not for you, but you're just like smashing your head against the wall because you want to like just get there. And sure, Masters is not the highest rank because there's 3 more higher ranks now. I think there's like Ultimate Master, High Master, and like Grandmaster or some crap like that, but I'm going to Masters. I'm playing Ken, and literally his last name is Ken Masters, so I'm good with just Masters, but I play a lot of anime fighting games, so I just like playing Guilty Gear Strive, and I play a lot of Dragon Ball FighterZ back in the day, so like I need something unga bunga like that. Something just rush down heavy. I don't care. I'm gonna skip my turn constantly. And yeah, that's how I play. Yeah, what game are you guys playing right now? Anyways, we have finished lubing the stem. I think I've spread it evenly. So now we're gonna struggle which one's left or right. I'm gonna remove from the stem holder. We're gonna put it back in here. I think this is left. I don't know, cause like, look, this hole is gonna go in there. Okay, then after that, we're gonna lube the wire, but let me test which side is this wire going in. There we go, cool. Okay, it's this side, left side, so I was correct. So now you wanna lube the stem, basically. You just wanna lube like this part, oops, sorry. Mostly like this part mostly, and right here. Because this is where the contact, like this is where the, when you like press down on the key, like that right there, this is the contact point to the PCB and the, I think just as the PCB actually. I don't know, not making any sense, but again, you want this like lubed well, because if it's not lubed well, it's gonna be really pingy and super annoying, and you don't really want a pingy board. You want something like really smooth and buttery. So we're gonna lube this side. Again, I might be putting too much lube, but you know, it is okay. We're just hanging out. This is a authentic raw Ragnarok video where he's just hanging out with you guys and just being a complete messy clown. But you know, that's okay. I've clearly I've waken up now because I just had breakfast earlier, and now I'm like a little more talkative. In the beginning I wasn't that talkative, or I was kind of like dead, right? But so you want to lube this. Again, this would have been easier if I used a syringe. I wouldn't have to like do any of these, like, I mean, I probably would have to lube these normally, but I don't really trust myself with a syringe, because like, what if I just push too much out and it gets too mushy? But using the syringe, you can just like screw in all these stabs and just don't worry about using the paintbrush. You can just syringe all the lube in and just, you know, do some just like mash on the keycaps until the lube spread evenly. But okay, I think this is spread pretty well. I don't know, I can always just put more in later, but this is good. So now we are gonna put this in now, and boom, there we go. I think it's in. I'm stuck. BRB. Oh no, I think I lubed the wrong side. I figured it out after one eternity. Again, another eternity. I figured it out. Left is like this, and right is like that. So right is the correct way how to draw L, and left is the wrong way to draw L. Jesus, that took so long. Now, you want to put it into the PCB. Basically, you want to make sure that these black parts snap in. So you want to go to the bigger hole, which is this one. So we're just gonna bring this closer. So bigger hole right there. Just gonna. I'm struggling to see this actually. Actually, no, we'll do the backspace first. So we'll do backspace. This is a bit easier for me to see. There we go. So now it's in. It's in, and then now I have my screwdriver finally. This will fit. And don't do what I'm doing. I think you should probably put washers behind here so it doesn't like, it just keeps it protected, but you know, I'm not gonna do that because I'm a bit lazy right now. It's screwed on there. Now it's on completely. Tell. Oh boy, I think I fucked up already. Oh, no, it's on. It's on. Now we'll put a switch onto the PCB. I would recommend holding behind the socket so it doesn't snap out. And it's on. And this is backspace, so on. Boom, it's on. And I fucked up. It's because it's not going down. It is stuck. God dang it. Okay. After lubing all the stabs, I saved the stab that was super ticky. Now it's fine. It's back to normal, thank goodness. So after you're done lubing all your stabilizers, You can lube the switches, but I bought these switches that are already factory lubed, so we're good. We don't have to do that. So now we're gonna put all the foam back on. We're gonna put on this foam, which is, I think it mimics like tape foam in the back, but it's supposed to make your switches poppy. So whatever that is, I'll put some type of foam, and then this plate foam. We're gonna put all the foam back on. I will try out that first, and then afterwards, maybe if I don't like it, I can refigurate it. And then now the plate. So the switch is already on top. My only fear is that this is super tight, so I'm worried about snapping something. So I think that's why they give you the switch like placer thing, so it doesn't snap. But I think doing this is okay. So now we gently snap the switches into place. I don't know if you... Okay, I heard that one. Heard that one. These are not in, so... Let me see, here we go. This one is indeed in. So these are all in now, but it's clearly very tight. But all the holes match. So now, the switches I'm using today are from Milktooth. They're the, again, they're tactile. I'm usually a linear guy, but these are tactiles. These are the Quinn tactiles. Did a sound test earlier. So now, I'll just put them in. So now, I think, I have never used this tool before, so I think you're supposed to place this in between the plate foam and such, but God knows how to do that. Put all this, it's so much shit in here already. You know, I think, I'm just gonna risk it for the biscuit. So by the way, this is a 7U spacebar, not a 6.51. Okay, so that's not too bad. Okay, not too bad, not too bad, not too bad. This is enter. Cool, cool, cool. Alright, now here's me putting in the switches. I didn't last the whole day with these tactile switches. I actually switched to a linear switch eventually, and I changed the keycaps entirely too, so you can just skip this part. I can't believe I didn't last that long with these switches. They're just, again, they weren't heavy. I think I just wasn't used to them, and I'm a linear guy, like I said so many times in this video, so you can skip this part. Okay, now we're gonna screw this back on. Oh my god, beautiful, finally. Now we have screwed on the standoffs. Oh. What the? Huh? Okay, I was being silly. What I was doing at first was just to hold these pieces all together so they don't fall apart. I was being a clown. Anyways, now put everything back into the case. Alright, after screwing them all in, I'm on the last screw. In Classic, I lost... Classic Ragnarok fashion of building a keyboard, I lose one screw. I always lose one screw, but thankfully they gave you extra pieces. Thank you, NovelKeys. So now we have to plop this screw in, or the bolts, whatever. And then you wow stick, make it a lot easier. I'm at a weird, very weird angle. It's going in. And now we're done. That's what the board looks like now. Get rid of this foam. And let's plug in. Let's see if it lights up. If it lights up, it works. If it doesn't, I'm worried I broke it. Great, the USB doesn't fit. Oh, because I have the stupid, my little cute dog on it. Oh, beautiful. It works. Now let's go see on VIA. This uses VIA, which is like a program to configure your switches here. And that switch is the, like, you can change the W to like Z if you want that, like a weirdo. But now let's see if it works now. Alright, so this is VIA. This is the program that this keyboard uses. So, oops, sorry, I'm on the tab. All the switches work, thank goodness. So the pins are connected correctly. I tested it already, so I'm just showing you guys what it sounds like, what it looks like. There we go. It's not all the sticky sticky key. There we go. Everything seems to be working beautifully, correctly. And now let's put on the keycaps. Alright, so the keycaps I'm using today aren't I mean, I was gonna use GMK black and white, but today we're gonna be using this one. I forgot what I bought. I think I bought this off NovelKeys too. But these are the Office Beige PPT keycaps. The little doggo on it, it's pretty cool. And I got the novelty keys for it, so you know, a little cuter. So let's open this up. That's what it looks like. Pretty cool. It's like katakana on it, I think. And yeah, so let's. Where's A? This has not been it's been a rough start, a rough day so far. So here we go. So let's put this all together. Just like I said earlier, I ended up switching the switches and the keycaps. So you can skip this part. All right, so this is what the board looks like. Finally finished the build. I'm not used to these tactile switches. They're very different. They're just, like, I really have to get used to these. They're just very different. They're not like a heavy tactile, but they're very, it's like a snap. That's how I can describe it when you're like snapping your fingers, like that feeling, that sound on your two fingers. Like, this is what it feels like. Overall, this was a great build. It was, the only thing I really struggled with was with the stabs, obviously. I struggled with that pretty much. I think removing the daughter board and putting it back in was a little hard, but again, it wasn't super hard. Putting the screws, a little annoying, but not too hard. Yeah, definitely my main driver from now on. I think I'm gonna use these keycaps for a while, then we'll just replace it with GMK black, but I'll probably just type on these for a bit and then resell on like Mech Market or something. I thought this would look great on this board, but this looks kind of like a little childish. I don't know, not childish, but I used to like this aesthetic, but now looking at it on camera, I'm just like, I'm a little over it now. Like, it's not the best, but. Alright, so now we're gonna do 3 sound tests. We're gonna do one in my room. I was a fan of my room, so it's a bit noisy, so take these sound tests with a grain of salt. And then we're gonna go downstairs I'm gonna record through my iPhone and then pick up through the iPhone noise. And then I bought a wireless mic, so we'll pick it up from the wireless mic as well. So enjoy the sound tests, and then we'll get to the outro of the video. Alright, overall, great build. Hopefully you enjoyed those sound tests. Hopefully you heard them, especially the one in my room. I wasn't sure the fans going on, so hopefully you're able to pick it up. It might have looked a little bit scuffed, but it's okay. Hopefully the ones downstairs in my living room with the iPhone mic and the DJ Mic 2 mic sounds a bit better, or it looks more aesthetically pleasing than what I just showed on my screen. But overall, I'm gonna just build like a 8 out of 10, 7.5. I think I'm just giving it like a mediocre score because I'm not used to the tactile switches yet. Again, it just feels like a little like snap on your fingers. It just feels like that. That's like the tactile feel I get from it. Just the best I can explain it. But going through the sound test videos, they sound great. This board, I think the only thing that I don't really like as much is probably the space bar. I fixed this right shift, so I think I probably just need to put more lube in this. But overall, I mean, it sounds great. It sounds what I expect from this type of keyboard. But this is just plastic, so it's super light. And all the foam in here keeps it pretty muted. But it is a little poppy too, if that makes sense. But yeah, I think I probably will switch the keycaps out and the switches out eventually, but I just want to get used to some tactile switches. But for sure, these are my favorite tactile switch because once I tried the Novel Cream Blueberries, those were too heavy for me. And then the Cherry Browns, they were okay. They were just too light. They were just typing on linears. They're just too generic. And these do feel special. Again, these are all factory lube, so you don't have to. I didn't lube them at all. So these are, just straight out the bag from Milk Tooth, and they're pretty good. Again, thanks for watching. If you made it this far into the video, and I'll catch you guys next time when we get to Masters in Street Fighter 6. Thanks for watching.